Come on, TJ, everybody's waiting on you to interrupt the press conference. So what's happening?
How excited are you to be back going full swing?
Well, we've been here, you just haven't. We've been here for all summer, so it's it's a new year. It's exciting, obviously, for a lot of reasons, but this is what keeps you young as a coach, right? I was talking to my friend the other day about it. Plays hockey. He said, "Yeah, but I'm almost done, and you can coach for a long time." He goes, "You can coach to you're 70." I said, "That's not happening." It's always exciting. It's just great time of year. It's the best time of year because you're undefeated. Everybody's hopeful about their team. Obviously, we have the obvious reasons to be hopeful when you have your starting five back from a team went to the Final Four. But not just that, we have everybody from that team back, including our non-scholarship guys. So to be able to add Will, obviously he's hurt, it's unfortunate, but Peyton and Miles with the group, we got a lot of optimism, but we got a lot of work to do. We're not the only team with 12 or 13 guys. And to wrap up my long answer, what I would say is, on that topic, because I know you guys will ask, experience, it used to be like if you were one of the few teams in the last 10 or 15 years since the one and done and guys are all leaving early, right? You're one of the few teams with experience at the high level, such an advantage. But now, everybody without experience just goes and gets 6 guys out of the transfer portal, or 2 or 3 or whatever. So, I don't think it's going to be the advantage that it used to be. So I think that is good. It's just, I think high major basketball. I don't really know how it's affected football, but I think high major basketball is going to be played at such a high level now because there's just so many kids leaving the mid-major ranks to transfer to play high major basketball, and you just don't have teams that have. I don't think you're going to see the teams too young or they have tremendous holes in their team. It's just going to be a much more competitive, much harder to win.
How do you think Miles will affect what you can do defensively in terms of extending?
Well, I hope so, in a lot of ways. First of all, our depth. Will being out hurts our depth. With Tiger, I think Will was really going to help us a lot, more than people gave him credit for. And not that anybody didn't. When you have Peyton, who's on a lottery board, and Miles is a senior, Will was the lost guy people talking about. But the more you can extend your defense. You cause some turnovers, get easy baskets, which we really haven't been able to do much since I've been here. It's something I love. So, but you got to have some depth to do it. You got to have somebody at the rim. So, analytically, if you look, our biggest weak spot has been our 2-point defense. So again, his size should matter there, and I think Peyton's size, his length, and athleticism can matter around the rim for us with our 2-point defense, and our depth should help us be able to extend the floor defensively.
You talked about experience, but you have the perfect combination of experience and continuity with so many key guys. How much does that help?
Yeah, well, that's the difference between the guys plugging in with transfers and you have returning guys. And Miles is he's such a fluid guy for us, just right in because we have so many guys from California and he's obviously from Long Beach, so that it's been very seamless, his transition for us. So hopefully that's an advantage. Here's where it's an advantage. You got to play smart. So I tell the guys now, I was hold on, I thought we were past that. We're not going to do that anymore. Experience is only, technically, right, veteran teams play smart. That's why the Lakers in a win now mode are constructed with veterans. They're not looking to add a bunch of young guys and are trying to win a title because theoretically the veteran guys know how to win. And hopefully that'll manifest itself in the way we play. Again, that goes back to carryover, which is, at least this summer we had a chance to be in here to talk about carryover. So versus the COVID summer.
How many times have you seen, since it happened, how many times have you seen the shot from last year? How many times?
The what?
The shot from.
The shot? I can't, because I thought you were saying shot.
The shot from Suggs.
Zero.
Yeah,
When I study film, I just hit pause, right? Johnny scores to tie it, and I hit pause. Yeah. It's the beauty. See, it's the beauty of when you're in my position. You have to learn how to watch things that matter.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing else we could have done. I know I was running at half court, telling guys to come to me. It's over. Nothing you can do about it. I try to focus on the rest of the game. I've analyzed, all our games. You go back, watch multiple times, analyze things, but no. Things that don't matter. Social media comments, half-court bank shots. Nothing I'm going to learn from watching that.
I know you've seen these guys all summer, but just eyeballing physically, who's kind of transformed a little physically, and what has Miles Johnson done since he's been here?
I would have to get Wes to get his numbers for you. And really, I'd probably need to ask Miles, what he feels, where he's had strength conditioning wise. I'm a big believer. Like we don't go just run on the track. Like that's the old days. Those days are over because you got them year round. But I would say that Johnny, you guys are going to come in, so you're going to see. To me, Johnny's filled out. I think what people don't realize about Johnny is, you do. He was a freshman last year. He should have been at Harvard Westlake 2 years ago. He should have played for Dave Rubebo. Evaluated my coaching and came straight to UCLA. I've told him this many times. He complicated the whole situation from happening the way it should have happened. So, but no, he's very young. He's still a young guy. So I believe he's still 20. So not many. Most juniors this day and age are 22. I tell you, with the high school red shirt, the prep school, whatever. So I think you'll see his body's filled out. Trying to think of some other guys for you.
Maybe Jaime?
Oh no, Mac. Mac is definitely gained weight. He's definitely gained weight. Jaime just gets more hair. I think he does it to rub it in. Yeah, I think he does it to rub it in.
But what about two-post offense? Do we think we'll see a lot of that?
Depends, on if Cody or Mac could, be mobile enough, and then who you're playing against. I think what you saw with me is, I believe you got to do what you got to do to win. I'm not. When it comes to winning games, I'm not hard-headed. A lot of other things, I got problems. I'm not great on domestic things. I'm hard-headed, but when it comes to winning. If I have to, like you saw it, if you have to play Jalen Clark at center to beat Alabama because they're so fast, that's what we're going to do. If you have to play Kenny because he's your biggest, strongest guy against Hunter Dickinson or Matt Hawes, that's what we did. So we'll practice all types of things. But a friend of mine told me one time, to win the dance trophy at the ball, you got to be able to dance to every song they're playing. They don't play the same song every time. So you got to be able to win different ways. Fast game, slow game, physical game. You got high scoring game. So that's what I like about our depth. We have enough. We're eclectic enough we go big and small if we need to.
You touched on it a little. How's Peyton Watson look so far?
It was tough for him at the beginning. The hardest thing for Peyton, he's doing great now. Very quick study. Plus he's got heart. He's a competitor. So he played only a couple games for Poly. So he basically had no senior year in high school. Not an advantage for him. Definite disadvantage versus freshmen from around the country that had a normal senior year. Then he went, which I thought was great. I wanted him to do it. He went with the USA to Latvia. He was 19 and under. Was it 19? He was 19 under. So when he started up with us, I wanted him to get acclimated to campus, get moved in, and all that. So it took him about 2 or 3 weeks. But once he's adjusted to the pace of the way our guys play, like at first that Jaime was it was difficult for him dealing with Jaime, because Jaime just comes at you 100 miles an hour nonstop, and he's a veteran, and you know Jaime, I believe, is going to play in the NBA someday. So here you coming out of, you didn't even play as a high school senior hardly, and you got to deal with Jaime every play, every day. It's a tough one. But it's made him better quick, because now Jaime's got to deal with Peyton. And Peyton's very quick. He's very good with the ball. He's got a lot of point forward aspects to his game. He's a creator, much better with the ball than people know. You know, people, really nationally, people don't know Peyton because of COVID. He was not a high rank. You know, he was an unranked player as a freshman. Lightly, I mean, you know better. You would know. I mean, better than me.
6'4" as a sophomore.
6'4" as a sophomore. You know, so people are gonna. People that saw him in the NBA, they saw him in that Iverson Classic. So, but he gives us a guy that can break the defense down. He can beat. He does not need a pick and roll, although he's very good at using it because he has size and he can pass over. I've never had a guy like that can handle the ball and pass over out of a double team the way he can. So it's just a matter, I got to help him through the adjustment things. You know, getting tired, playing when you're tired, listening all the time. He's never had to listen as much as he's got to listen now. His head's ready to explode. He's probably, hears my voice in his sleep. He's probably waking up, shaking, I don't know. But he's talented, as you know.
Will we probably see Peyton slide in at that backup point guard position? I know last year a lot of Tiger Campbell and then
Well, we practice, to answer your question, we practice Jules there. He's comfortable there. We practice Johnny there. Now we're using Johnny and Peyton. I'm a believer that develop your players. More guys that can make plays and make decisions with the ball. All of a sudden, it's amazing. You become a guy with the 10th or 11th ranked offense. You guys all thought I was this defensive guy from Cincinnati. Isn't it amazing when you have guys who can make plays with the ball? So we really try to practice all those guys doing it. I mean, I could see Peyton being able to do it in time. You know, right when you have a young players, you don't want to make it too complicated for him. Right now, he's got enough to learn.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Good guys.